Why do we even play video games? What's the point? We could be doing so much more. Why put thousands of hours into clicking a few buttons just to achieve a few virtual rewards? It's a waste of time. It's a waste of life. It's a waste of potential. But it's also a great way to balance the time that you aren't working. Coming home from a long day of work or school, worrying about the many stresses and struggles of life, just to turn on your favorite game console and experience some of the best therapy you could ask for. A different world. One where you can be the guy who saves the day, world, or even the galaxy. One where you can explore and survive in places that you would otherwise never get the chance to see. One where you can have the freedom of choice and thought, not being surrounded by and dictated by social pressure. This can go on for hours. Endless entertainment. The immersion of some games is incredible, but you eventually realize that you've been playing by yourself. There's no one there. You're alone. So you boot up a multiplayer game just to get some of the best socializing someone could ask for. You make new friends. You add each other on the many different social media apps you own. You'll never be alone again. You'll always have a whole world of friends and gamers to be there right beside you, during your worst and during your best. Why do we even play video games? Because without some fun in our lives, we would have no meaning. It's my interest in having fun that brought me to where I am today. When you pursue what makes you happy in life, you will be happy in life. Even if you don't make it to your goal, it's a much better feeling knowing that you tried than knowing that you did nothing at all. For me, I wanted to be a YouTube Let's Player. I wanted to play video games for a living. Truly enough, my interests changed. But without gaming, I wouldn't have had these new interests in the first place. My story starts many years ago. I would play games like The Magic School Bus, The Incredible Machine, and Lego Island on the kids' computers at my local library. Eventually, I was allowed to use the adult computers, giving me access to the internet. As I would, the first thing I looked up was playing video games online free. I started off by playing many different internet flash games like Toss the Turtle, Earn to Die, and countless others. Because I had started to use the internet so much, I eventually found out what YouTube was. Even though the first thing I looked up on YouTube wasn't video game related, I eventually clicked on a video that would change my life. New Super Mario Bros. 2, 3DS, Part 2, World 2 was a video that introduced me to Let's Plays and made me come to admire a YouTuber by the name Kubotamarny456. If it weren't for him, I never would have started a channel at the time that I did. And if I hadn't started that channel, I never would have learned how to edit, I never would have learned how to make graphics, I never would have learned how to write a coherent script, I never would have learned how to even use computers, I probably never would have even learned how to spell properly, and I never would have gone down the road that I went down. On that road, I have found many different amazing content creators. I have gained interest in numerous different topics. I have met countless friends, some of them probably being around for life. Everything that I've done and achieved online, I owe to Kubotamarny456. But more specifically, I owe everything to video games. Because of video games, I have had the greatest times of my life. I've been the happiest I've ever been because of video games. I've learned more than I ever could have thought because of video games, and I've been able to help and affect other people's lives because of video games. It's important that we go back and look at the things that got us to where we are today, because even though the things that have impacted your future come to near countlessly high numbers, they are still worth thinking about. It's true that those things have probably also caused much pain, but that's not all that exists in this world. And dwelling on those things will only make you sad, whereas dwelling on the good times and why they happened can make you realize that happiness is attainable. I know that video games aren't the sole reason for my position in life, but I also know that if you took video games out of my life, things would look much, much different. It's true that I don't play them as often as I once did, but the endless fun that I've had with my friends is something that I would never take back. I wasn't just sitting there alone being depressed. I was sitting there with my friends, creating memories that will last for as long as I am alive. And that's why I love video games. It's not just a waste of time for me. It's something that brings life and happiness to times of stress and difficulties. It's not just a fun little hobby. It can teach us to have determination and to never give up. It can teach us that we can push through and win, even when all the odds are against us. It can teach us about socializing and team coordination. And when you finally put down the controller, it can teach us about time management and responsibility. Whether you prefer Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, whether you're a casual or hardcore gamer, none of that crap matters. We all love video games for a reason, and most everyone shouldn't be hated on for doing what they love. Overall, I don't regret playing video games. It's actually one of the best things I've ever done. As time goes on, we'll keep finding better and better ways to entertain ourselves, and at the end of it all, we'll never have a reason to be bored.